Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a weekend for your boy. Um, my wife had a friend of hers and her family visit us for the week. They've been over since last Wednesday. They just all left for the airport just a few minutes ago. So it's been a hectic weekend for your boy. Lots of people in my house, lots of toddlers in my house, and lots of noise in my house. I did get to retreat up here a lot to play video games, but did not do any recording. So yeah, we didn't have a Monday video. Tuesday's video is getting here kind of late. But yeah, today's video is going to be kind of a recap of Con Richmond, which I went to this weekend, and also a haul video because we had San Diego Comic-Con last week, and I did make a Comic-Con exclusive purchase via the interwebs, so that's going to be a part of this haul video, kind of thing like that. Got some good games to share for the N64 collection. But yeah, so we're just going to dive right into it. Collecticon, something it wasn't even on my radar. I've never heard of this con before, but with my wife's friends coming in, her husband was excited to go to it because it just happened to fall on the weekend. They were visiting, and my wife basically kind of said, "Can you babysit him so he doesn't go into the city alone?" They're not from a city area, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." I was like, Collecticon is boasted as like anime, cards, video games, all that nerd shit that me and you, the audience, are kind of into. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go. I'll probably find a couple cool things there to buy." Charles Montanet, the voice of Mario, was going to be there. I was like, if I can find a complete inbox Mario 64 at the con in good condition, maybe I'll pay and have him sign it. Spoiler alert, neither one of those things happened. We'll get to that in a second. But so yeah, I was like, cool. And then Keenan, he just got into collecting die-cast cars and Legos when I dragged his ass back to Japan this year. So he was keen to go too, because he was like, "Do you think they'll have die-cast there?" I was like, "I can't promise die-cast, but I've been to a ton of cons, and we'll find at least 2 or 3 booths selling Legos, and probably some of them will have cars, things like that." So he was pretty hyped to go. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen either. When I was like looking at photos and Reddit posts about Collecticon, kind of gearing up for it, 'cause like I said, I had never been to one, wasn't even on my radar. It seemed to boast like a lot of different collectible genres. The Richmond one, however, should just be called Pokemon Con. 99% of the booths there were dealing mostly in Pokemon cards. Like, they would have some Magic the Gathering, One Piece, sprinkling a little bit of other cards, but it was mostly Pokemon cards there. And Tyler, my wife's friend's husband, he's into Pokemon cards, so he was super excited there. He was enjoying himself quite a bit. Keenan and I, not so much. I found 3 booths there selling video games. We found 0 booths selling Legos and or cars for Keenan, unfortunately. And I spent $44 on my ticket, which I'll give Collecticon this, because $44 was after taxes, fees, and all that crap. That's one of the cheaper cons nowadays, which is sad. I remember I'd get like a 3-day pass to Awesome Con or Wizard World or Galaxy Con. You'd get like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday pass for like $45. Now that's like $60 per day for those cons, so at least Collecticon was cheaper. But I made it a point. There was 3 video game booths there. I was going to find something to buy since I spent money. I was not spending $44 to walk around the convention hall. I was gonna buy something, so I did make a purchase. You'll see that coming up when I reveal the haul. But I joked with Keenan, I spent $44 to save $15 off a video game. So net loss, $30 there. But Keenan unfortunately did not find anything, though. Keenan and I left the con early, met up with Tyler. I was like, hey, because we kind of like, Keenan and I went our own way, Tyler went his own way, because he was looking for all Pokemon cards. We were not. And when we walked in there, Keenan and I knew no point in separating, because we will be lucky to find booths that cater to one of us, let alone both of us. So Keenan and I just kind of stuck together. We walked the entire con floor probably twice just to kind of make sure we didn't miss anything. But we didn't. And so I picked up my game. And then I was like, yeah, you want to go find some places in the city to go satiate our needs of collecting? He was like, yeah. So we met up Tyler. It's like, hey, no rush to you, dude. Take all the time you want. Keenan and I are going to go to a couple places in the city to shop for ourselves. We're like, this con is not us. So he was like, cool. So Keenan and I went on and about throughout the city to find some things. And Keenan did make a couple purchases. I did not make any purchases outside the con, only because I just didn't find anything for my collection that I didn't already have. Well, at least that I wanted to spend on. I did find a couple N64 games that I don't have, but I didn't want to spend like 60, 70, 80 bucks on one game. So I didn't make any purchases there. But yeah, so Collecticon was a bust for me as a video game collector. But if you're a Pokemon collector in the greater Richmond area when it comes back next year, you're going to be eating good. It was a ton of Pokemon cards there. And I've been told Collecticon in other places has more other collectibles there. So I guess it's a hit or miss kind of thing like that. So kind of a bust for me, but if you were big into Pokemon cards, a lot of fun for you. So with that to the side, let's get into the hauls. I'm going to save the video games for last since we're a video game channel. I'm going to do my Comic-Con exclusive purchases right here. Two things came from Mattel Collectibles. I've already opened them and looked at them. But first up, I'll show is the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive John Cena Ultimate. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you want to pull the end of this box off? All right. There we go. And this has got the retro WWE Elite packaging, like Sean, this was his era of me buying him. I should say his era of buying WWE figures. His era of me buying him WWE figures style packaging. So it's pretty cool. You got John Cena. You got 4 different heads. Soft goods, spinner belt, and then you've got the undisputed title, the world heavyweight title, WWE title, the 2 different WWE titles right there. Too bad, like, it would have been cool if WWE would have let them know, hey, he's going to win the new undisputed belt, and we could have added that in there, but this was probably in production when he came back and announced his retirement. Only downside to this is out of the box it was like that, so I don't know if I'm gonna put a piece of tape down for when I display, because I'm not reselling this obviously, or like maybe like put it down on a table somehow to try to weigh that down so it's just not sticking out like it is. But you've also got your back panel there. It shows you all the different ultimates. John Cena comes in, open back so you can see the back of the figure. But yeah, just a really cool Elite figure to add to my collection. I wish this could fit inside my DTOF where I've got my world heavyweight title, because this would go really cool next to that, but unfortunately it ain't gonna fit in there. So I might move this to the top of the belts on top there. Right now I've got my CM Punk Returns figure still in box up there with a couple other figures, but this might replace that and I'll move CM Punk somewhere else. But that's the first thing in this haul. And speaking of CM Punk, buddy, you want to help me with this one too? Hold on. Okay, all right, you want to pull that in? Well, actually, let me show off the box art first. There is the CM Punk tattoo, CM Punk, little on the side, and just stars there. All right, buddy, now you ready? And boom. So this one, I will say, packaging-wise, like, I'm glad you can see the figure. I'm a little disappointed in this because this is the same box as that first Cody Ultimate came in that had the flap down that kind of did the stage. I knew this was the style box they were doing for this, so I was kind of hoping same thing, we'd get like the ramp for that. But I mean, it's open. I mean, I was going to display it open like this anyways, because before I sold my Cody, I had the ramp open so you could see the figure. So I mean, I wasn't going to display it like this anyways. I think it would just been cooler with the ramp. And I didn't get that first Logan Paul Ultimate, but I think that also had the closable ramp there. But yeah, this is the ECW Championship Punk. Comes with the belt. Got his lip ring in there. Drug free. Yellow trunks. Let me see if it showed. I don't think, no, it doesn't say what accessories come with this. I would guess multiple heads, because I mean, well, you see on the back there, it's got a different head anyway. So multiple heads, multiple hands, which I guarantee they're all there, and I'll never see them because I'm going to, like this John Cena, I'm going to leave this in package and just display it accordingly. In fact, if I did have the ECW title, this would probably somehow work its way to display with the ECW title, but I do not have an ECW title. And it's a shame I don't have my ECW shelf anymore, because I sold off a bunch of those figures and consolidated, because then this would be front and center for the ECW shelf. But yeah, there is the CM Punk Ultimate for that. And the reason why I picked up this, because when this was announced, I was kind of iffy on it, because this era, I wasn't watching as much wrestling as I used to and do now. And when I did, I'd mostly just watch Raw. Because I can't remember if SmackDown was on Thursday or Friday then, because, you know, or it could have even been on Tuesday then. But just given my schedule for work and coaching and things like that, I didn't have time for like multiple days of wrestling. It was one day, and it was Monday Night Raw for me. So I wasn't going to get this originally, but when I did my checkout for that bad boy, Mattel like had a couple figures at checkout. I was like, if you add this to your checkout, you'll save 20%. So I was like, I'm a Punk fan. I don't have any long-haired Punk figures. Add that to the collection, save 20%. So that's what I did, and that's why this one came along with that order, and those just got here today. All right, now we're going to move on to our game haul. I'll start with the game I picked up at Collecticon, Milo's Astro Lane. I don't even have to put the sticker on there. It already came with the sticker, so that was nice. And it's the same kind of stickers I have, so it matches, so I don't have to peel it off or anything like that. Got it for $15. Usually goes for around 30. Dude did it for 15 for me, which was cool. It was funny. He was like, he's like, oh, it's a really fun, unusual game. I was like, you don't have to sell it to me. You already told me you'd give me it for the $15. So I got that. I will try this out, though. It does look like an interesting bowling game, and I do remember really liking bowling games as a kid. So this is what I got from Collecticon. Spent $44 to save $15. That math does not math. And then this bad boy came in the mail the other day. Batman Beyond, got a heck of a good deal on it. I've already cleaned it, too, because it had marker writing on it. I already got that cleaned off. Kind of scraped. Hold on, buddy. You can tell me 1 second. Kind of a scraped up cart, but I saved a good graded deal off the going rate for this. Good add to the collection. All right, buddy, what's up?
I just want to play that game later.
You want to play the Bat? Okay, we'll fire up Batman Beyond's later. Hopefully it plays. I haven't tested it out yet. I did clean the pins. Pins are in good condition, so hopefully. Now I haven't cleaned up any of these games yet from this haul. I just got these today too, and I will do the 2 games that I don't have in my collection. Actually, I'll do the 2 games I have in my collection now. Their labels are kind of messy. But Warzone, you got Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cover there. This is just going to add to my trade pile, trade-in, sell pile, because I already have this. Because basically, I consider these 2 games free games because what I paid for the lot easily paid for the 2 higher-priced games that I got. And then Toy Story 2, again, this one is going to get added to the sale trade-in lot because I already got it, don't need it anymore, and both copies that I have are in better condition than this. Next up, International Superstar Soccer 2000. One of your higher priced expensive games in this lot. Again, what I paid for this lot, this game and the next game are worth more than what I paid for the lot, even in their not so great condition. So I couldn't pass it up just so I could add them to the collection and get the collection back up there. But International Superstar Soccer 2000. Got that one now in the collection. And lastly, the main reason why I got this lot and the genesis for my replacing labels video, Mythical Ninja Gohan. As you can see, that label is shit. So I will be on Etsy looking for a new label for this bad boy, just so it pops. Like, if this was like a $5, $10 game, like whatever, it's in the collection, I'll replace it eventually. Given that this is like $75 to $125 depending on where you find it kind of game, this is not a game I will be replacing so easily and on a whim there, unless I'm at like a flea market or something like that and find it for a great deal. But I do want it to pop, so I am going to get a replacement label for that bad boy. Clean this bad boy up. Hopefully it works. Like, the pins look fine, just a little dusty. The guy said every game works, so I'm going to test. Make sure they work. If they don't, might have to work out a return, kind of thing like that. But this was the main game that I got in that I was getting in that lot for, because the lot was like $55, something like that. So easily paid for itself, kind of thing. And like I said, genesis for my replace the label video, because I'm gonna get a better label for this so it pops. I'm also gonna go through my collection and see what labels need replaced, only because, hold on buddy, we'll answer your question in a second, and see what labels need replaced, because I don't want to pay $5 for one label off Etsy and then pay $5 shipping. I'd rather get 4 or 5 labels and then pay that $5 shipping off Etsy. So I'm gonna see if there's any more labels that need replacing badly in my collection. But that's the haul video. That's the weekend recap video of Collecticon. So what is your favorite thing in this haul? If we're talking just games, Mythical Ninja Gohan would be my favorite, because I've actually wanted to play this game, and when I started getting into collecting N64 games, broke my heart that this was one of the expensive games, because this was a game I wanted in my teenage years, but you don't have the disposable income. Yeah, buddy.
I can touch it.
Yeah, you can touch it. And so, I do want to try this game out because I've heard nothing but good things about this and its sequel.
I like about the Johnson. I'm not doing something. Was that Roman Reigns belt?
Yeah, it was Roman Reigns' belt. But I think the Ultimate John Cena is my favorite thing in this haul. Just a really cool figure.
It's also my favorite.
It's your favorite too?
Yeah, I want that one because it's just like...
You want this for your Christmas list? Well, buddy, it's sold out right now, so we'll have to see if Mattel gets them back in stock. And if they do, maybe you'll get one for your Christmas list. And if he doesn't, it's in better condition than this box, he'll get this because he'll open it. But, yeah, this was my favorite from the haul. This is going to be a cool thing to add to my collection. And again, I know people will come back to that. But you quit collecting action figures. Yes, but I did put the caveat and the escape clause in there for me. I will pick up cool pieces from time to time, and this is definitely one of them. And shockingly, there'll be no review on either one of these figures because I'm not opening them, so there's nothing to review other than the presentation and the packaging for both figures, especially the John Cena, are fantastic, and I really like them, and this is going to be a cool display piece for my shelf. So that's the haul video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But you want to tell them to like and subscribe real quick?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you liked it, share it with a friend. That'd be great. We're at 540 subscribers as of recording. We're trying to get to 1,000. That's the goal. We'll see where we're at. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we are now at 182 in the complete N64 collection. So we got 114 to go. So we're over halfway there. I'm hoping to get to 200 before the end of the summer. I will be down in Knoxville, Tennessee this weekend game hunting. Well, it's the coach baseball, but in between games I'm game hunting. So if you're from the Knoxville area and you're watching this and you want to say, hey, check this shop out, they got great deals, they got a great selection, especially N64 games, let me know in the comments below too. That would be awesome of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.